Welcome back, beautiful souls, to Life Signal. I'm Denver, here with my incredible co-hosts, Lily and Andy. Tonight we're diving deep into a question that I think, honestly, silently plagues so many of us, but no one really talks about it.
It's so true, Denver. It's like we spend our entire lives, chasing it, whatever it might be, that promotion, that relationship, that perfect house, that number in the bank. And then when we finally get there or we hit that milestone, there's this hollow feeling, this quiet whisper that says, "Is this it?"
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, that whisper turns into a shout. You work your tail off, you make all the sacrifices, you do everything right, and then you're standing on top of this mountain, supposedly at the peak of your success, and it just feels empty, utterly disappointingly empty. Why does that happen?
That's exactly it, Andy. Why does success, something we're taught to strive for, often leave us feeling so profoundly unfulfilled? Is it the goal itself? Is it us? What is it about this chase that can feel so soul-crushing when you finally catch it?
It's a question I've wrestled with so many times. I remember after I finally published my first book, it was a dream I'd had since I was a little girl, years of writing, editing, rejection, then finally it was out there. And for about, a day and a half, I felt this intense joy, this pure elation. And then nothing. Just this flat feeling. I kept thinking, is this all there is? I was so confused, almost guilty for not feeling perpetually ecstatic.
Guilty is the word. I completely get that. For me, it was when I finally landed that big client, the one everyone in my industry talked about, the one that would make my career. I worked insane hours, pushed myself to the brink, convinced myself this was the validation I needed. I closed the deal, the numbers were huge, my boss was thrilled, and I went home, sat on my couch, and felt nothing but exhaustion. No fireworks, no profound sense of accomplishment, just, okay, what now? And then the thought, was that really worth it, crept in, and I didn't like the answer I was getting.
Wow, both of those resonate so deeply. For me, it was after I'd spent years building what I thought was this perfect life, the successful business, the beautiful home, the travel. From the outside, anyone would have said I'd made it. I remember standing on the balcony of this amazing villa overlooking the ocean, a place I'd literally manifested, and instead of feeling grateful or joyful, I felt this profound sense of isolation. It was like I had achieved everything the ego could want, but my spirit was just starving. It wasn't just empty, it felt barren.
Barren. That's such a powerful word for it. It's like we're climbing a ladder to what we think is the sun, and when we get there, we realize it's just a painted backdrop. There's no warmth, no light, just a feeling of having been tricked almost.
Or like the goalposts just keep moving, right? You hit one thing, and before you can even take a breath, society or your own internal monologue is already pushing you towards the next bigger, better thing. It's never enough. It's exhausting.
That's a huge part of the psychological and spiritual insight here, I think. Psychologically, we're often caught on what's called the hedonic treadmill. We adapt to new levels of achievement and pleasure very quickly. That big promotion, that new car, that dream vacation. The initial spike of happiness fades, and we return to our baseline level of contentment, often seeking the next thing for another temporary bump. Spiritually, it's about misplacing our compass. We're looking for fulfillment in external acquisitions when true fulfillment, true success for the soul comes from within. It's about alignment, purpose, connection, service, things that can't be bought or achieved as a milestone.
Exactly. Our brains are wired for survival and novelty, not necessarily sustained joy from external sources. And culturally, we're just bombarded with images and narratives that tell us success is external. It's the big house, the fancy car, the perfect body, the thriving business. Social media has amplified this to an insane degree. We're constantly curating and consuming these highlight reels of other people's success, and it makes our own feel inadequate even when we achieve it.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like everyone on Instagram is either on a yacht in Santorini or just closed a multi-million-dollar deal, and they all look like they're living their absolute best life, beaming with joy. Then you look at your own life, which might be objectively successful, but it's not the same glossy, filtered version. You know deep down it's not real for them either, not all the time, but that doesn't stop the comparison from eating at you.
It creates this illusion of universal ecstasy that simply doesn't exist. And it feeds into this idea that if you're not constantly broadcasting your wins, or if you're not feeling ecstatic 24/7 after achieving something, then you're doing something wrong. It's a pressure cooker for self-doubt.
And it makes the feeling of emptiness even more isolating because you can't really talk about it, can you? You can't go to your friends or family and say, hey, I just got this huge promotion and I feel like garbage. They'd look at you like you're crazy or ungrateful. So you just internalize it and that loneliness just compounds.
The loneliness of achievement is a real thing. When you're striving, you often have a community of people on a similar path, or at least people who understand the grind. But once you make it, sometimes you're just alone at the top. The people you started with might not be there, or they might misunderstand your new challenges, and the people who are at the top with you might be too busy chasing their next big thing to actually connect on a human level.
It's a very solitary place sometimes. And what often happens is that the things we sacrifice to get there, relationships, health, hobbies, our own peace of mind, are precisely the things that would actually bring us lasting joy and fulfillment. So we gain the success but lose the elements that make life rich.
It's a cruel irony, isn't it? We trade genuine connection and well-being for a gold star that doesn't actually warm us. And then we're left wondering what we were even chasing. This is why I think reframing what real success means is so vital. It's not about abandoning ambition, but about redirecting it.
Okay, so let's talk about that. If it's not the house, the job, the money, the status, then what is it? Because we still have to live in the world, right? We still have bills and desires and careers. How do we find that balance where we can still achieve things but not fall into that trap of emptiness?
For me, real success has shifted from being about accumulation to being about alignment. It's about living in harmony with my true self, with my values. It's about cultivating inner peace regardless of external circumstances. It's about purpose, about what kind of energy I'm bringing to the world, what kind of contribution I'm making, not just how much I'm earning. It's finding joy in the process, not just the outcome. That's a huge shift in perspective.
I completely agree, Denver. For me, it's about the quality of my connections and the depth of my experiences. Real success now feels like being able to show up authentically, to have meaningful conversations, to nurture my relationships, and to feel genuine emotional richness. It's about self-acceptance, knowing that I'm enough, even if I'm not on that yacht in Santorini. It's about presence, actually being in the moment, rather than always chasing the next one.
That makes so much sense. From a practical standpoint, I've started thinking about success as having the freedom to choose. Not freedom from responsibility, but freedom to align my work with my values, to spend time with people I care about, to pursue hobbies that genuinely light me up. It's less about a specific outcome and more about having options and the autonomy to live a life that feels good, truly good on a day-to-day basis. And also being able to contribute in a way that feels tangible and impactful, not just about personal gain.
It sounds like we're all talking about moving from a doing metric to a being metric, right? Success in being rather than just success in doing. That's a profound shift for our culture.
Absolutely. It's about remembering that we are human beings, not human doings. And our worth isn't tied to our achievements or our output. It's inherent.
So how do we start making that shift? Because it's easy to say, but ingrained habits and societal pressures are tough to break.
It starts with slowing down, with creating space for reflection, asking yourself, why am I doing this? Does this truly align with my deepest self? And being okay with the answers, even if they challenge everything you thought you wanted. It's a daily practice of checking in with your internal compass.
And cultivating gratitude for what you already have. Not in a toxic positivity way, but in a genuine way that shifts your focus from lack to abundance. And being kind to yourself when those old patterns of comparison or striving creep back in. It's a journey, not a destination.
I'd also add finding your people, the ones who celebrate your true self, not just your accomplishments, the ones who get it, who you can actually talk to about feeling empty and they don't judge you, because that connection is, for me, one of the greatest forms of real success.
That's such a beautiful point, Andi. And I think that's a perfect place to wrap up for tonight. If you're listening and you've ever felt that emptiness, please know you are not alone. It's a common human experience, and it's actually a signal from your deeper self, guiding you towards something more profound, more meaningful.
It truly is. Don't be afraid to sit with that feeling, to explore it, and to redefine what success looks like for you. Your true North Star isn't found in external validation, it's glowing brightly within you.
Yeah, and remember, it's okay to build a life that feels good on the inside, even if it doesn't look like everyone else's highlight reel. In fact, that's probably the only way to build a life that actually is good. Thanks for joining us for this really important conversation.
We hope this episode sparks something within you. Until next time, keep listening to your life signal. We're sending you so much love. Goodbye for now.